and we are live on YouTube. Cool, cool, cool. It is Pantry Pasta night. Welcome in. It is a very quick little dinner stream. We're going to be making some type of pasta. I think we're going to make bow tie pasta today, and it's definitely going to have corn because that was the goal. Use up the corn. We're also going to put garlic, onion, butter, and probably some other stuff in there. Maybe a little bit of white miso might be nice. A little bit of garlic bouillon might be nice. We're going to figure it out. We're going to start pulling stuff out of the fridge and pantry and figure it out here in the next couple minutes. So this is a quick one. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome in. Thank you for joining. If you're not watching live and you're like, who's he talking to? The chat is down here on the vertical or the horizontal stream, and it's right here in the middle if you're watching on the vertical stream. We have chat on all channels coming through on the screen there. So feel free to turn off your chat overlay or your chat replay overlay and just take a look at what's on the screen for you. Anyway, if you are watching on YouTube and you're not watching live, it would be amazing if you subscribed and hit the notification bell. If you are watching live, it would be amazing if you subscribed and hit the like button, because the like button pushes it out to other people. You know what? Just go ahead and hit all three of them, no matter when you're watching. Cool. So we're going to get started on that. And we have some folks hanging out in chat, as you can see. And away we go. We have hot water on the stove already. It's been preheating. It's not yet boiling, but we're getting there. Okay, so first we're gonna get out just a couple ingredients, right? We're gonna get out some pasta. I have, let's see, do we want rotini or bow ties? I think I want bow ties today. Bow ties, not sponsored. I got these at Costco. They were on sale. Uncommon, hello, welcome in. Welcome. Did y'all know that we are like just 2, maybe 3? I don't know. Listen, someone might have unfollowed. Mix, hello. Welcome in. Mix, I'm going to clip that and I'm going to post it to the StreamerBot Discord because they have been so helpful. They've been so helpful. We figured it out though. I don't know why. I didn't change anything between yesterday and today. I did, but anyway, it works. Hello and welcome in. If you know why I'm happy about that, then you've been hanging out on stream watching me be frustrated about the sound commands recently. Pasta. Oh, salt the pasta water. Let's do that right now before I do anything else, because if I forget to do that, that would not be good. And then the pasta will be bland. Okay. So we have bow tie pasta, corn. This is like corn on the cob. It's not like corn on the cob. It actually literally is corn on the cob. It's not going to be on the cob for long. That's not the vibe today. Corn. Do I have any herbs up here? I don't. That's okay. Let's use some dry herbs. We have dill, oregano, for sure. Do I have basil in here? I might. I do. Amazing. We have dill, oregano, basil. Probably going to put a little bit of nutritional yeast in here for some cheese, the cheese energy. We have white peppercorns, no rosemary, no paprika. I'm going to chop up some garlic and onion, so I don't need to add the powders. But let's add a little bit of Aleppo pepper to this as well. What did I say? What did I say was going in here? I forget. Butter. I don't know if that's enough butter. That's not enough butter. There we go. Butter is going to go in there. And do I have any cheese in here? I don't. Okay, cool. So we're not going to add any mozzarella. That's okay. We don't need that. Who needs cheese and pasta, really? Okay, we have a little bit of garlic bouillon. We'll use some of that. A bit of white miso. I'll mix some of that in there. Lemon. And I think that'll probably be that's probably pretty good. Oh, I have a bunch of Parmesan, but that's just like a big jug of dry Parmesan, which is totally okay. I'm not going to use that. I am going to use bow tie pasta. Is there anything in this cabinet that is worth using? No. Okay. Oh, and I have this basil plant over here that's been on the counter. It was fresh. It was doing really well, and now it's sort of like not doing really well. So we're going to cut this up, and it's going to be we're going to put this one out of its misery. Mix, we are in above the knee short season for sure. It is we're firmly in it now. 2-0 Canada. Hell yeah. Go Canada. Beavers, yay Beavers. What's the name of the Canadian soccer team? I just wanted to say hockey, and I know that that's wrong. 9, welcome in. Welcome in. Pretty flowers, early Father's Day. No, it was a bouquet day. It was a bouquet day. It's an anniversary day. So it was a bouquet day. Pasta's this is boiling. This is boiling. So we're good. We're just gonna let that go. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit. What happens is if I turn it off, then I forget to turn it back up. And then it's not boiling when I need it to be boiling. So I just put a ton of water in there and we'll just let it boil down. It'll be okay. We do have to get the corn shucked and ready to go. With the corn, I'm going to cut this off the cob. And I think, how do I want to cook the corn? I think I'm just going to, I'm going to cook the pasta and then I'm going to put the corn in the pot. Yeah, I'm just going to put the corn in the pot and cook it in there in a little bit of butter. I was thinking of doing a blackened corn, maybe putting it in the oven and roasting it for a little bit. But I don't want to turn the oven on. That's the other thing. And I don't really want to put it in a cast iron pan. So I think we're just going to use a one pot situation once we make the pasta, but we're going to get everything ready first. And then once the corn is off the cob and ready to go, we'll put the cobs in the refrigerator in a bag for stock for later. But let me get my cutting board out first. We're also going to do onion and garlic. We'll do those second. We'll do the corn first. They'll go into the same place eventually. And frankly, I'm going to put it all in the pot at the same time. So, I don't know. Maple the Moose. Wait, is Maple specific? Maple's the country mascot, right? Not the specific team. I don't pay attention to any of this stuff. I'm aware that the World Cup is going on. I have been more aware that the World Cup was going on than I was aware that the hockey finals were happening. Apparently that just ended too. It has hobbies. Of course it does. because why not? I love the backstories for all these types of things. It's just silly. I appreciate it though. Ah, I just got corn jus sprayed in my face. No bueno. Going to take the silks off, or the I'm gonna shuck all of these first, and then we'll give them a little scrape, a little brush down. So this is just a basic, like a real quick pasta. I don't have a recipe. There's no no real strong plan here. If I had to articulate a plan or like call this a dish, I would say it's like pasta with a cheesy butter sauce. Corn and pasta with a cheesy butter sauce. That's what I would say. That's it though. The Stanley Cup 9. Yes. Exactly. Now I'm more attached to like the what happens, because I feel like am I wrong? The Stanley Cup. So here, we're gonna talk about sports for a second. See what I know? It's gonna be a quick conversation. The Stanley Cup's the one that it's like the same trophy, right? And people have lost it and like done stuff with it before, and like, but it's always the same trophy. It's like not like these other sports. Like if you win the World Cup, like you get a trophy and it's just like that trophy. Like you don't have to give it back afterward, right? I that's okay. Mix is like confirmed. All right. Yeah, that's the one that you always hear about, the people who are like, "Oh, I have like I took it to this bar and like left it there." um as a handler to take the Stanley Cup everywhere. They shouldn't have that. I feel like that really kind of ruins the vibe. I think they should just put like an air tag on the thing and let the people have fun with it. Like surely they could just put a tracking device in the thing. They don't need an actual human to do that. Imagine if your job was to follow around that hunk of metal everywhere and just be like, "Yeah, I'm the Stanley Cup's babysitter." That sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's an emotional support Stanley Cup. It's a different See, I did love the period of time when everyone was like, "I have to have a Stanley. A Stanley. I need my Stanley thermos." We've moved along now. Everyone's got like a different brand, right? There's some other brand now that everyone has, and it's not Stanley. I don't remember. But there was a period of time where everybody had a Stanley. Damaged, lost, and dropped in a pool. Yeah. Again, I feel like that I having zero consideration or giving any kind of a shit about that particular trophy or any trophy really. I don't care. I think that it should just have the little dings and whatnot in it, and like basically I think if like you damage the thing, they should just fine you. Like that's all. Like yeah, if you lose the thing, whether or not we find it, like you get fined, I don't know, whatever, however many Canadian dollars it's worth. Oh, interesting, caretaker. So they just can make the cup bigger? I don't understand exactly how the thing works. So like they're like, no, it can only be 5 feet tall. Or one and 2/3 meters. Yeah, Mix, the World Series trophy's got like all the little flags on it. You could pull them off and like stab people with it. I always feel like the football one, uh, the Super Bowl trophy is sharp. I'm like, I always see people holding that one, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna cut yourself. Oh, be careful. I don't know. I should have had the corn hat on today, but I wore the corn hat on the last stream. The OG is the bowl on top. But yeah, that's the one they like drink out of, right? They like take it places and like drink out of it. I think you should. I think if you win that trophy, you should be allowed to do whatever the hell you want with it. And if you break it, you should get fined an extreme amount of money. That way, it's like, okay, it got broken, but like we fixed it. But like we still gave the people who won it their fun. I don't know. Again, I should preface this all with I don't care about the thing. I don't really respect it in the way that I think other people would be like, that's sacrilege, Lou. You shouldn't break the trophy. You can't dent the trophy. It's the trophy. I'm like, okay. I got one in kindergarten for spelling things. Like, shut up. I don't know, whatever. Clearly, I care about the sports trophies. Yeah, you're tired and wearing knives on your feet, right? I mean, what could go wrong, really? JJ, welcome in. How many of these are replica trophies? Yeah, I mean, I feel like they should just do that. Just like give it. Yeah, if you're worried about it, just give the like. It's like what you do with a child. Give them the thing that you can't damage. I'm like, oh, you want to take the trophy around here? You can have this one. Like, oh yeah, Patrick, he's definitely gonna lose it. Give him the fake one. Give him the fake one. He'll never know. He doesn't know. And then he doesn't know. And it's great. And everyone wins. It was found 4 days later on the side of the highway at Caretaker.
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
It's kind of amazing.
I have no freaking idea what I'm doing.
I mean, I literally, yeah, I got a trophy for being in the math bee in kindergarten. I remember it. I was like, I got a trophy. I displayed it in my room. Right? Yeah, JJ, that seems reasonable. You get the real thing. The team, I don't know. The team gets to put it on display somewhere, and then everyone else gets a copy, and like, you just do what you want with it. We have a friend, one of Gwen's friends. Speaking of like hardware, that type of thing, one of Gwen's friends worked for the Eagles. He doesn't anymore. He worked for the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. And so he got a ring, like a real one, like a real Super Bowl ring. And it's funny now because sometimes when they'll go out places, he doesn't wear it. It's not like a piece of jewelry you can literally wear, right? Because it's giant and obnoxious. But like I remember right after they won that year, like we went to a party at a different friend's house where this person was going to go, and people were like, can you bring the ring? Can you bring the ring? Can you like bring it? Like, we know you have a Super Bowl ring. Can you bring it so we can all look at it and like try it on and take pictures with it? And I was like, cool. He's like, do you want to see it? And I was like, no, not really. Tatsu, yeah, that's like, I look like a newborn deer when I try to skate. I can't even imagine trying to catch. Like, I don't know. Professional hockey is so far from my skill set that it's not even within the realm of like, I mean, really any professional athlete is. One of my favorite things that is like one of those hypotheticals situations that I truly think would be amazing is when people are like, you should have a normal person competing alongside professional athletes in like the Olympics or like world championships or something like that. Like, there should just be a lottery, and like, you know, Glenn here is going to run the 100-meter against these other folks. Let's see how he does. You know, I feel like that would be amazing, but also like Like, all right, in the first round of the playoffs, you're not playing this team. You're playing like a team of people who've never skated before, or like who picked up a hockey stick for the very first time a year ago. Yeah, they play like a rec league team, like an adult rec league, and we'll let them play the rec league that's like 18 to 25. They can play the young kids, right? So I'm not doing it. I feel like that would be amazing. Darlene on YouTube, welcome in. Happy Thursday, caretaker. That's what I'm talking about. Let the cup go where it wants. I feel like that's what it should be. Yeah, JJ, like what people who are like, what's hockey, right? I mean, not even that. Like, I feel like that would be dangerous, but yeah, just a rec league team, just like your basic amateur team. I think it would be fun. I think that should happen. Didn't they just have? We've had a lot of sports talk on stream today. I'm sorry, but I feel like they just had something that was like the athletes who take steroids games or something like that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't on any of the television channels that I get, but I feel like that was a thing. And I was like, okay, like there's all the other things that come along with that event aside, I kind of support that. I'm like, yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see what these people on a massive amount of steroids can do. Why not? What could go wrong? One of them's just gonna their heart's gonna explode while they're doing it. It's what could go wrong? A lot, honestly. Yeah, Glenn will need a ride to the emergency room. Yeah, Glenn's not coming out of that alive. That's the thing. You have to sort of you have to know. Or this is the Olympic marathon, and Susan here did 2 marathons in the last 5 years. She's been training for 3 years, for her local city marathon. Let's see how Susan does. That's what I think we want. I want that. I'd rather watch that. I'd be more compelled to watch if that was the case. The one with the peach basket, right? Isn't that how basketball got started? Mix, that's wild. Yeah, exactly, JJ. It's like the people who are, one of my favorite memes recently is about the guy who calmly asserts that he can win a point off of Serena Williams playing tennis, and then she passes the ball cleanly through his skull or something like that. There's some very specific pithy language around it that I find amusing. Wait, I'm not putting the cutting board away. We're cutting onions and we're cutting garlic. We have to do that too. Cornhole. Oh my god. We were cornhole, you know what? Cornhole's a thing. That's a thing that I saw on a YouTube thing. It was professional cornhole players, and I was like, no. Sorry, no. But also intrigued. There's all sorts of stuff now. The internet has made things worse, but also better. But we used to be a true society with only a very small number of sports, and now we have cornhole. It's terrible. Caretaker, enjoy your evening. I'm glad you got through it. I feel like Dancing with the Stars. I've never actually watched Dancing with the Stars. Do they have normal people on that too? The normal people are the ones who are dancing, right? It's this. Is it the stars who are the normal ones, or the dancers? It's the stars are the ones who don't really know how to dance, right? I've never seen an episode of this show. Clearly, I'm not. I'm out of my element. I would rather watch Dancing with the Stars than professional cornhole, though. I mean, we have axe throwing, so that's also a thing. Apologies to anyone in chat who's like, "Hey, you take that back. That's my favorite hobby." Fair. Now, the lumberjack games. You can get behind that shit. That's fun. Gary here is going to hew this log in half in under 15 seconds. You ready, Gary? And Gary's like, yup. And Gary's wearing overalls. And the color orange for safety. The stars are the contestants. Okay, makes sense. Do the dancers not get judged? I feel like the dancers get judged too. Patrolling, that is a good prank. Did they how far were you able to take it? And then were any of them disappointed that it was in fact a prank? If anyone in my household was on a reality show, I would be very happy. I would be any reality show, really. What the hell show is it that Gwen watches all sorts of reality? What is she watching recently? She's like plowing through seasons of Summer House. We listen and we don't judge. I have watched 10 seconds of that show, and I do judge a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, we're cutting an onion now. The quintessential start to any easy dinner: cut an onion, right? Punchline says I'm actually a bad liar. They were happy I wouldn't be embarrassing them on TV. That's valid. Do onions make me cry? Yes, they do, JJ. Not all onions make me cry. Just the mean ones. The unempathetic, cruel onions are the ones that really do it. You're watching a chronological order of Below Deck Med Down Under Sailing Yacht, so I can take it all in. Oh, yeah. I think Gwen started watching this show on the recommendation of two of our friends, and I think she's on like season 8 or something now, and I just can't. It was a great dad joke. I mean, sometimes we get it. Sometimes we get a good dad joke. One of the things that this is a total non sequitur. I have started to chat with somebody in the StreamerBot Discord about a way to search clips via chat. So you can type, and you can't do it yet, but where you would be like search, like command clip search, and then like dad joke, and it would return like a bunch of clips that have that in the title. We're working on it. Someone's working on it, not me. I don't have the technical acumen to be able to do that. In my current state, I could learn it, but I was talking to someone about it, and they were like, "I'll build that for you," and I was like, "Okay, sure." Obviously, what am I going to say? No, I'd rather take 6 months and do it myself. Anyway, that was something that Cyborg K Chop had mentioned, and I forget. I don't remember if I knew whose stream they saw that on, but hey, there is a channel point there's a channel point reward that's active right now for Cookie Club entries. If you're interested, it should be active for another like 30 seconds, something like that. So Cyber, I was saying about the like a little while ago, you mentioned in chat that that someone that you watched had a feature where you could search through their clips by typing in chat, like a thing that was like command clip search or find find clips, something like that. Yeah. Do you remember who that was? Do you remember what streamer that was by chance? Anyway, I was saying that I have been chatting with someone in the StreamerBot Discord about doing that and like how to build that using StreamerBot. And I was asking for advice, and they were like, "Oh, I'll build that for you," and I was like, "Okay." And I need to follow up with them because I obviously we don't have that yet. Not that they owe that to me, but they did say that they would do it. So I'm like, cool. California Burbs. Okay, so it was California Burbs who has that clip find feature. Okay, good to know, because that's always something where I don't mind reaching out to another streamer and being like, hey, how do you do this thing on your stream? What specific technical thing that you use allows you to do this? I've had people do that with me from some things on this stream before, like, how do you do that? How do you do that thing? So he built it himself. Okay, cool, that's awesome. I do love that. And yeah, that's like, I was looking for something like that. I don't think anything exists. I don't think anything exists like out of the box that does that. But I was talking to someone about it in the Discord, the StreamerBot Discord, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that would be really easy to like write the language to like make that happen." Because like all that data is available when you ping Twitch's like Clips API, which is super cool. Yeah, Mix, I agree with you. I've had it's not frequent, but anytime any other like streamer or someone in the community has been like, how do you do that? Like, how did you build that thing? Like, oh, what do you do to make that thing happen on your stream? You know, I don't, my answer is never, ever, ever going to be like, oh, I built it myself. You can't, I don't want to tell you. Like, sometimes I'll say like, I built it myself. What bot do you use? And if they're like, oh, I use like Stream Elements or something, and I'm like, well, if you convert to using StreamerBot, I will help you with that. Or like I will just give you the code for it. Like, I have benefited from other people doing that so frequently that I would be kind of a jerk if I didn't like pay it forward in that way. Because the thing with the sound commands, right? That like sound thing, there are literally 3 people in the StreamerBot Discord who have been helping me with that. I'm like, okay, it didn't work today. Here are the changes I made. Here's like the log file. Here's, it's on line 47,000 or 47,000 of this log file is where this thing happened or didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. And they're like helping me out with it. And like, I built it, but it was like, they're telling me like, these are the things to watch out for, whatever, you know what I mean? So that's super cool. I appreciate the, that level of like community building. Jamie, I see you. Oh God. I was just watching Zach's stream the other day. I was enjoying it. Not all streamers are coders. Right. Do what you can. Yeah, exactly. And I don't write code. StreamerBot makes it really easy to like do a lot of things, but I also I'm hitting a point now where like some of the things I want to do require code. And like you can certainly do it. I just don't, it takes me a long time to do it. But yeah, the community is great. I appreciate Twitch a lot for a lot of those types of community things, which is lovely. Zach, welcome in. Welcome in, Liz. I'm with you. I see. Yes, also correct. Venomous Couchrat, hello. Lavender Pug, hello. Womo, welcome in. Megan, hello. Moldy Gatorade Squirt, nice to see you. Welcome in. Dainty Chris, hello. 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 Welcome in, y'all. Happy to have you. Whitney K, hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday, Junior. Jamie, thank you for the gifted sub to Megan. I appreciate that. Megan probably appreciates that. I would imagine. I do. Thank you. Friends who are joining us, welcome in. We are cooking dinner right now.
You're gonna be popular.
I love that song. Anyway, friends who are hanging out here, Zach is a friend of the stream. Zach, what did you say the other day? When I was watching, you were introducing yourself, and you said that you are like something. It wasn't drama farmer, but it was like in line with that, and it was choice. Zach reacts to all of the YouTubers and drama that you don't want to get involved in. Zach involves himself in that, and that's lovely. I really enjoy Zach's stream. He's one of the streams that I lurk in. I don't always chat, because usually when I'm lurking, I'm doing like other stuff. But my take on Zach streams is like the perfect like petty drama. It's just like it's like delicious. I love it. Zach probably talked about it. Totally. No, and Jamie, we had rated there on Tuesday, and I was like, wait, like Zach said it, and then I was like, that's so perfect. I should write that down, and then I didn't, and now here we are. Friends who joined us, welcome in. My name's Lou. This is a cooking stream. We're actually cooking. That's what we do here. We do a lot of that, and when we're not doing that, we're out in the world doing IRL stuff. I'm a real dad. My pronouns are he, they. I'm happy you're here. Zach, I was saying, you said something the other day that was like the perfect description of the type of content that you do. And I remember you said like, oh, I've been sort of workshopping this. And I just tried to come up with it in my head. Just now I tried to remember what it was, but it was like the brevity of the statement was perfect. It was like, I react to the drama that you don't want to get involved in, or something like that. I'm your number one source for gossip and drama that you don't want to be a part of. Okay, so I got some of it. Okay, right, because that's the perfect descriptor. Okay, I'm gonna put that. Here's what I'm gonna put that in your command there. I'm gonna put it in this command. Anyway, friends who join us in Zach's stream. Follows are anonymous, and I think we might have just hit 3,000 followers a minute ago. I don't know. We might the next at some point we're gonna hit our goal today. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We're three away from 3,000 followers when I started stream today. Follows are anonymous, so it's kind of weird, but at some point someone's going to hit the follow button and the thing's going to be like, you hit your goal, and they're going to be like, what the fuck, I thought this was supposed to be anonymous. But that's okay, you can still hit the follow button and it's not going to say your name. It's not going to be like, so and so tipped us into, anyway, whatever. Follows are anonymous. What kind of Chicago recommendations am I looking for? I'm going to be out there with Gwen and Calvin, and so family friendly, maybe like walking things that are like walkable. Pizza is like a thing that I know we're all sort of emotionally invested in experiencing. So any of that would be welcomed. I don't really know. Gwen's doing like a ton of research, and I've only been to Chicago for conferences, and so I haven't really experienced a lot of the city in like a good way. Chicago dog, yes. Okay, yes, and not Poe. We need a Chicago hot dog. I should say that I don't actually know if anything. The channel goal is 3,000 followers, so it might go off. It might not. It might not do anything. I don't actually know, and I don't have that up. I don't have that number in front of me. I'm not looking at it live. Y'all, we don't have, this is a celebration stream. We're going to celebrate 3,000 followers when we hit it by doing the same exact thing that I do every other stream, which is stand here and talk and lose track of time and the plot. Anyway, we're doing pasta tonight. This is just like a real straightforward, nothing fancy situation. I've got some corn, onions, garlic. I got a bunch of different herbs over here: basil, dill, oregano, some nutritional yeast, a little bit of Aleppo pepper. I'm gonna mix my sauce. I'm gonna make a sauce with white miso, garlic bouillon, a little bit of lemon juice, and something else, probably butter and butter. That is what we're gonna do. So that's the vibe today. Okay. It says we have. Okay. So now I do have it. Hey, thank you for the hype train, y'all. There are, according to my dashboard, there are 2,999 followers. Zach, you know what you can send it. If you send it in chat, you know what I'm doing? I'm literally just copying it and pasting it into my my like stream dump, my personal admin stream dump channel on Discord. So it's easy to keep track of that way. Feel free. I got it. You don't need to send it. In the district. What the hell does DM stand for? Direct message. District message? What am I, like the fucking regional manager? We can't today. I've completely lost the thread. I'm sorry. Anyway. Is the oven on? It feels hot in here. It's not. Okay, it's just me. That's a dad joke. You can have one. I was implying attractiveness. Mix, I love that works for you now. I'm very happy that works for you. Moonlit, welcome in. Hello. Moonlit was here the very last time that wasn't working, on the very last stream. I know this because when I was going through the chat logs, your name was right there. And I did go through the chat logs. So I'm cutting up some basil. So this is just like a mix. What I would usually do, and I put this pot of water on the stove earlier. I need to turn it up too, because I remember earlier when I was like, I'm going to turn it down and then I'm going to forget to turn it back up. And then like, we're not going to have water to boil the pasta with. Anyway, my favorite pasta, whenever anyone's like, what's your favorite food? I am always like, evasive about that because I don't really have a like specifically favorite food. What's my favorite food? Fucking pizza. I am basic AF. Tacos. I don't know. Anyway, whenever someone's like, what's your favorite food? I'm always like, well, I kind of like doing this thing where I put a big pot of water on the stove and then I prep ingredients until it boils. And then as I'm making the pasta, I like clean up and finish getting ready for like the sauce. And then once the pasta's done, I make the sauce in the pot and that's it. Like keep things moving, keep it timed. Like it's a good process to do. So I definitely have a sort of like non-answer answer when someone's like, what's your favorite food? That's literally like what I say to them. Y'all, thank you for a little hype train. I appreciate your contributions. Thank you. Zach, thank you for your suggestions. We do love a boat tour. An architecture boat tour would be fun, especially if you can like have drinks on the boat. It's the only super touristy thing I suggest often. Right. Yeah, the only super touristy thing I suggest is going to Reading Terminal Market, which is literally like top 2 destinations in Philadelphia. It's like the Liberty Bell the independent, like the where they signed the Declaration of Independence, and then Reading Terminal. That's like what people know about with Philly. So I get it, but I always recommend Reading Terminal. So Navy Pier is not really worth it. Heard. Sears Tower could be fun. Okay. Hard for me to think of a ton of family stuff because I famously don't have children like that. No, that's valid. And I say that's why I was like, walkable, whatever. Just like stuff to do that's kind of fun. I don't like touristy shit either, honestly. I'm not a like, let's go to the Bean. Are we going to go to the Bean? Probably. I've been to Chicago. I saw the Bean. It's fine. It's fine. I like that they polish it, and that's kind of fun because it's like, wow, this is shinier than I thought. At the end of the day, it's a big sculpture. Sorry, I said what I said. Listen, if I shit on the Liberty Bell, which I do frequently, I don't mind also shitting on like giant on like the touristy spots in other cities either. Central areas and art mix. That's a good way to put that. I like walking around and just kind of taking in the city. What I don't like necessarily going to a specific place. I like walking through multiple places. That's my that's sort of what I enjoy doing. Like when we were up in Toronto for that stream, I really liked being able to sort of walk around and do like a bunch of different neighborhoods and just see what's there, Grew up 40 minutes from Niagara Falls, right? Which I'm sure you saw as a kid, right? Yeah, like I've definitely never taken Calvin to go see a lot of like the touristy stuff in Philly because like we live here. I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things that maybe I should do at some point. Oh, the fountains with faces. Yeah, okay. That actually, he would definitely be into that if it's hot. The shed aquarium. Okay. Cool. Well, I do appreciate the suggestions. I have quite literally copied them out of chat and pasted them into a place in Discord where I will know to look for them again. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna take a little bit of this hot water and mix it with some of this bouillon and miso, so that I am not. So I'm gonna make like a little sauce out of it. So I'm not trying to mix like miso paste into this thing. Or garlic bouillon. It's just a little bit of each. Not a ton, because I also have some garlic, and I'm definitely going to put some salt in here anyway. So, but the miso is going to be good for a sauce. I was saying when I made the cookies last time, the most recent cookie version, I have been more inclined to be like, oh, miso, as opposed to like salt, because, I finally had someone just explain to me in a format and way that made sense that like, hey, miso is really just salt. Like you can just, listen, I know that that's not true. I know that there's like more nuance in that. Don't come at me. I'm just aware that in all the cookie recipes I've been making from the 100 Asian Cookies cookbook, that all of them use miso and not salt. And they put the miso in place of the salt. So that's in my brain. I'm like, oh, you can just do that anywhere now. Go for it, right? There's a playground near a very cool playground near Millennium Park. Excellent. I love this. If anyone else has Chicago recommendations, I'd be happy to take them. We're going to be there in the summer for reasons. There is we're going to be there for a couple days. It's not like an extended trip, but we will have time to explore a little bit. My bad for putting you in blast. No, Zach, I put in your card. I was like, send me Chicago recommendations, but like, You mean you didn't handwrite me a letter back? Yeesh. I'm just kidding. I appreciate it. I know, that's fine. That's totally fine. Listen, earlier we were talking about the Stanley Cup, and I was like, drowning because I don't know like about any of the things around the Stanley Cup, and I'm like trying to make a point about the Stanley Cup, and I'm like, I don't know, but I don't know. But I don't know. I'm like, these people know way more than I do about this thing. I'm out of my element. Okay, I'm gonna put some of these dried herbs in with this mix here so that they can sort of hydrate a little bit. Jamie says you're a brave person wearing a white shirt while cooking. I know we're not doing red sauce today, so I felt okay. I was like, okay, we'll hopefully be okay. We're gonna get right to the end, and I'm gonna take a big slurp of this thing, and it's just gonna go all down my front. You watch. Just watch. Yeah, do I have anything? Did I spill it? I've been wearing this shirt all day. I put this on at 7 a.m. this morning. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just not I'm very particular, perhaps that's how it is. I don't know. Tidy. I like that term. Okay, is this water boiling yet? See, this is exactly what I said would happen. We were going to get to like the part where I wanted the water to be boiling, and it wouldn't be boiling. And like I literally said this was going to happen, and then it did, and now I'm annoyed, and that's okay. Okay, it's okay. All right, I'm going to add a little Aleppo pepper to this as well. So this is just going to be mixed with butter. So all of this is part of the sauce. So what I'm going to do is cook the pasta. Okay, I already salted the pasta water, so that's good. Like, I don't need to touch that. For authentic al dente pasta, boil for 11 minutes. For more tender pasta, boil an extra minute. Okay, wait, how long did it say? 11 minutes. We're going to do 10 minutes. Because I'm going to end up cooking maybe, no, we'll do 11. And I am only going to do a pound of this because it's just Gwen and I eating tonight. Calvin is at a sleepover with his at his friend's house, so that's different. But I normally, if there's like no need to make dinner for everybody, I'm not going to make dinner. But I did promise that I would make pasta tonight, so. So that's why we're doing it. And also, I said that I would stream today, and what I planned to do on stream was pasta. So we're gonna do it. That's kind of what we're doing. Second red card to Qatar. So how many people do they have on the field now? Is there like only a few people on the field? Do they have like an app? They have what? Not I don't know how many people are usually on the field. To answer the question, I would have to know how many people there are typically on the field to subtract 2, right? Again, this is where I'm like, I just watch the thing. I don't pay attention. I don't follow it. I just watch it. This is clean. I didn't use this at all. I brought that out on the counter just to look at. Okay. 10. Keeper plus 8 now. That doesn't seem good for them. That seems like they're not going to win. They're not winning, right? Are they winning? They're not winning. I saw it was 2 to. So we said it was 2-0, so I don't know. I'm sure our friend of the stream, John Leong, is happy as a soccer fan. He always does, not always, but occasionally will do IRL streams, like out watching the game with people, and it's always really fun. So I have my dried spices here. I'm gonna keep these out because I don't know if that's gonna be enough or if I'm gonna need to season a little more. I do know that I'm gonna add a bunch of pepper to this. Okay. Yes, pepper. All right. We have 2,999 followers. At some point, that celebration thing, whenever that goes off, that means someone followed. The weird thing about anonymous follows is it's anonymous, so like we're not gonna know. Hey, if you're lurking, oh. Hey, I don't like to call out people for following, and I'm not going to. But to the person who did just follow, you are the 3,000th follower to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's all I'll say about that. Because follows are anonymous. But I feel like when we hit the 3,000th, it's kind of like, okay. I didn't say who it was. I'm not going to. But that's super cool. That's super cool. For all the folks who followed already, thank you too. I appreciate you. That number. See, here's what's going to happen. We're going to end stream today with 2,987 followers. I feel like people do that when they have like a certain, I don't know. I feel like that's a thing. Hey, there we go. Cool. See, I don't do like big goals like that. Like let's get to this number, but it is cool when you get there. That's odd too. It's like a weird, like, oh, cool. Anyway, I appreciate all the folks who show up here who have followed over the years. We're in year number 5 of streaming. Weird to say that. Very weird to say that. Because it's true though. Started streaming in 2022.
Popular. You're gonna be popular.
I'll teach you the right right. No, wait. Oh, I messed that song up. You'll hang with the right cohorts. You'll be good at sports. All the slang you've got to know. What happened to the redeem? It's there.
Moving to the country.
It should be there. Someone just redeemed it a little bit ago. Is it not showing up?
To the country. I'm gonna eat me a lot of peaches.
It should be there. Let's see. I see it. I redeemed it and it didn't play. There's no sound, Jamie, there's no sound for that one. Should it do something? We could have it do something. What should it do? I'm not opposed to it doing something. It's just like a little treat. That's all. I don't think so. I don't think it ever said something. I could be wrong. It could have an audio. Let's give it a little audio. Because we like an audio. I like the audio alerts. Because I often miss the thing. You're doing great, sweetie. It should be like some old diner server. You're doing great, sweetie. Maybe it did. You know what? It might have. When I moved all of my redeems over to StreamerBot from having them natively on Twitch, it might have had it at that point. When I was doing it natively through the Twitch platform, it might have. Dan, yeah, I'm thinking like one of the two sisters from The Simpsons. You know the ones, right? The two like sisters that smoke all the time. Yeah, I'm not, and like, listen, y'all know a good amount of like the things that have and haven't happened on this stream. I change things frequently. I like tinker with stuff, and sometimes I don't remember what I've tinkered with. Like just the other day, literally yesterday, I deleted like 5 or 6 channel point rewards that hadn't been used in over a year, and I was like, no one's using these. The Kris Jenner quote, oh shit, Megan, yes, that one's so condescending. I know exactly the one you're talking about. I kind of love that. Lucy Darling would be a good person to get to do a sound. I do kind of love that. Okay, we'll add a sound to that. I've been in an admin, I've been doing a lot more admin work recently on stream. I've just added like a bunch of stuff and like tweaked a bunch of stuff recently. I've had I have this thing where I always feel like, oh, if I don't get like hours and hours to do something, I don't want to start doing it. But now I'm much more aligned with like, oh, if I have 10 minutes and I can just turn the computer on and do like one thing, that's also okay. So now I'm in that mindset where it's like I'm in that mindset where it's more of a like, okay, if I can just do like a 1 or 2 things, you know? Oh, Mix, the Truman Show. Mix, can you copy that message and put command remind and then just paste that message and put that in chat? Because that will dump that into the stream dump channel where I will see it and do that. That's a good one. Oh, I added a couple goodbyes. I added a couple goodbyes and a couple hellos recently. Maybe not a couple, maybe just one. I don't remember. But yeah, if you do command remind and say that, I will do that. I added a couple sounds recently. What did I add recently? I added since the last stream, I added two more sounds. We added the command salty sounds for the last stream. And now I added this. So command salty does.
Don't be salty.
Oh yeah, that was good. Okay. Also, I need to make sure that gets added to the sound cue and not the. Oh, it is in the sound cue. Okay, cool. Yes. So there's like a bunch of salty ones, but I added this one, which we were talking about recently.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
And then I added this one based on our most recent Space Ghost conversation.
I'm a knife, knifing around. Cut.
Sorry, I can't hear that sound and not think about watching that episode. Moonlit, I'm doing all right. Today's been a good day. We're right near the very end of the day. We're near the part of the day where I get to sit down and it's not in the car, because I had a lot of windshield time yesterday and today. Not gonna lie, y'all, I don't love that. Yesterday and today, I drove like 150 total miles, which is a lot. Is a lot of driving. I had some things to do, places to go. I had an appointment to get to. So there was like a lot going on, and today is a relax at the end of the day. And also, y'all, Calvin is at a sleepover tonight. No one has to do bedtime. Both of us just get to like enjoy an evening. Gwen's probably going to play video games. I'm probably going to watch YouTube. We're probably not going to talk at all. And then I'm going to go to bed. And it's going to be great. Now I don't have to get up tomorrow morning, drive to camp. Which is wonderful. Okay, let's make this sauce though, because we're in the stretch for our pasta. This is the sauce making portion. Mix, that's a good one. Yeah, any like suggestions like that, things like that, you can just dump them in the stream dump channel, and eventually I get to things like that. I'm getting to things more frequently now than I have like historically. If you put it in the stream dump channel and I do it, it will have a little check mark underneath of it. And then you can check the release notes channel to see what else happened on stream. Okay, so we have a sauce coming up. I'm gonna do the onions first, and then the corn. We're gonna heat that in some olive oil. I'm gonna put a little butter in. Once those are cooked, we're gonna add this liquid to it. This is white miso, garlic bouillon, a bunch of different herbs, and a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm going to add all of that. I did not add nutritional yeast to there, so this also goes in. But we're going to get started. So wait, these things have already gone in. These things have yet to go in. And we're going to go over to the stove because it looks like it's ready to go. Let me turn the heat on. And let me take this camera up just a little bit so that we're not in danger of melting. And also I have space to use my spoon to stir. Hold on. There we go. I can't tell. That screen is so small. I don't like putting it on the main screen to do adjustments. There we go. All right. All right. Come on over to the stove. Here we are. Hold on. Let's do that. There we go. Also, the color temperature in here is a little wonky. So while I'm working on this, let's drop this into the right, what that actually looks like. There you go. Now you can see all of the shitty bottom of this pot. I just cooked all the pasta in here. So this is all streaky. Okay, so this is definitely like hot already because the pan was hot. So just a little bit of onion and garlic, and we'll start with that. I am going to add a little pinch of salt to this. Mix, we are do we have, oh yeah, I'm not showing feet today though. Oh, hold on. Audio. What am I missing? Am I missing? Hold on. That's too close. There we go. That's better. I hear you. Is it on my end? Yeah, I can see it coming through on my OBS. Refresh. All right. Oh, this is way too hot. Look at this garlic scorching. Cool. As it turns out, you can still hear me, which is potentially a good thing. Also, maybe not. It really depends on your perspective. Okay, we're gonna put the corn in this pot here now. There we go. And now this, I'm keeping this on pretty high heat because I'm trying to get this to like scorch. Jamie says, do you use a vacuum sealer for anything besides Cookie Club? I do. Does anyone else have vacuum sealer suggestions for Jamie, who just got one and is going to experiment? Megan, they are new subscriber badges. They go all the way up to 6 years in 6-month increments. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 18, 24. So yeah, they do. They're brand new. I designed them. And uploaded them recently. Well, maybe last week. The vacuum sealer is great. I use the vacuum sealer when I buy bulk things. A lot of meat. I put a lot of like chicken thighs in the vacuum sealer so that I can portion out like one dinner's worth of meat. I like it for that. Obviously for cookies. I put soup in there too. Like I'll freeze the soup in a quart container and then I will take it out of the quart container and put it in a vacuum sealer because it's a little more economical for space, and also the quart containers, if they're in the freezer for too long, they get brittle and they crack. Nine, the family packs of meat are exactly where my head goes with all of this. Yeah, Megan uses it for meat when you sous vide. Perfect. That's also a good reason. Cake squares and brownies, nice. Yeah, pastries hold really well in the vacuum sealer as long as you don't squish them. Of course, there's always the risk of like vacuum sealing it really tightly and then you come out with a brownie that's like paper thin and super dense, which, you know, may not be a bad thing depending on how you like your brownies. All right, Aleppo pepper. I'm adding this to the corn as well as the sauce because Aleppo is flavorful, but it's not really. It doesn't have a lot of heat to it, so it's more of just like a flavorful pepper. Nick says I roast and puree squash and pumpkin. Yes. Seal it flat. Yeah. Yeah, Jamie, red sauce and meatballs. Yeah, like I will freeze them in. Basically, anytime I make stock, I freeze them in one of these containers, right? And then just dump it out of the container into a vacuum sealer and seal that. Yeah, Velos, I'd love to have a sous vide thing. I don't. I do love sous vide meat, though. Especially something that has like a temperature cook. Like, I'm thinking like steak specifically, where it's like, you know, you get it to the right temperature and then it's really sort of perfect. And then you just sear it for just a moment. Summer, welcome in. I know some restaurants use a vacuum sealer to change the texture of things. Yes. Yeah. I mean, and that's sort of like the sous vide scenario. Seal and freeze pesto in season. Yes. Yeah. And all of this, like, for me, I would probably freeze the pesto first, like on a sheet pan in little squares or something, and then put those in the vacuum sealer. But yeah, the like one pot. Another thing that you could put in there is all of the ingredients for your like one pot crock pots. Those are all perfect. Bacon trimmings, yes. Freeze bread items to firm and then vacuum seal in order to not squish. Yeah, Jamie, that would be perfect. Yes, that would work perfectly. Yeah, because what you're doing is avoiding freezer burn. If you have like a whole loaf of bread, that would also obviously work pretty well. you know, you'd be able to freeze it without squishing. You'd be able to seal it without squishing it if it's a loaf. But otherwise, yeah, I would just freeze it. And you don't even need to freeze it all the way, just enough so that it's like solid. Mix as we cut an X in the bottom of the tomatoes, quick blanch them and vacuum seal. When you take the tomatoes out, the thaw, you reach in and the skins fall off and you can make sauce, which is perfect. Perfect. Megan says we need to use our sous vide machine more. My husband has got into smoking meat. It is a good hobby as far as I've heard. Vacuum sealing watermelon in marinade change the texture. Make fake meat. Interesting. And you brought up a good point, Summer. They're really good for marinades too. Even if you're not freezing the thing, if you're just marinating something, like sealing it in there, really like make sure that it distributes really well. So I just put some sauce in here. Moonlit, did I miss tasting the tiramisu? No, we haven't done that yet. It's on my list. I'm going to do that after I finish the pasta. Mini muffin bread puddings. Yes. What's your go-to low effort dish to make? Well, super low effort depends. If I'm cooking something, I think a soup is always good. We just dump a little bit of vegetable stock in a pot and put some freezer vegetables in there, put like a piece of frozen chicken, and you just kind of cook it until it's done. I have a bunch of quick recipes on my website. I think one of my favorites is basically like farro with a bunch of other stuff in it. That's all another favorite as well. Okay, so we have a bunch of butter and corn in here. I'm going to add my pasta now, and then I'm going to then we're going to add the sauce base that I started. And depending on how that is after that, I may add a little bit of my pasta water that I saved. I didn't say that I saved it, but I did save it. Why on earth would I ever want to smoke meats? I don't know, Velos.
This is your friendly reminder to save a cup of your pasta water.
Quesadillas, hell yeah. Quesadillas are great. Grilled cheese is great. Pasta is great. Like, I'm using fresh corn in this, but if I wasn't using fresh corn, this would take less time than boiling the water. Yeah, Moonlit, I did not do anything with the tiramisu yet. We had it. Let me rephrase. I made it on Tuesday. Calvin and I had some yesterday, and it was really good. I have plenty left over for today, and we're going to try it. I will show you how it turned out. Okay, so this is a mix of a bunch of different things that I just put in, a bunch of different herbs and seasonings. Jamie, have you tried the Berea Mini Penne? I saw you ask that earlier. Sorry, I did not answer your question earlier. I have not. I love the I love penne though. I would definitely try it. This is where we're going to add a little nutritional yeast as well. I should have added this to my liquid and melted it into that, but I did not, and that's okay. So I turned the heat off on this now because it was on really high, and I'm just kind of making sure everything incorporates now. This looks really good. It looks pretty saucy. I may turn the heat back on for just a moment and add a little bit more water to this. A little bit more of my salted pasta water. Let's see how that goes. Mini penne does sound cute. Moonlit, what's your favorite dressing to make? Jamie, yeah, especially changing the way that you cook, especially if it's not for your own self. I could see that being very challenging. I make my own biometric dressing. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let me get a spoon here and taste this. Just make sure the salt. Make sure basically this is fine. I just want to make sure there's enough salt in here. Oh shit, that's real good. That miso is excellent. Made a nice difference. Okay, let's clean up on the counter here for a brief moment while we're switching gears. That was a good amount of herbs and seasonings. I salted the pasta water. I salted the and I put miso in that like sauce base that I was making. So I was really. I don't need to add any more to that. Swiggy, do we have a carpeted kitchen? I do not. This thing that you're seeing down here. Wait, where am I? I can't even tell. This thing down here is a foam mat. So this is one of those like kitchen mats that is for comfort. So it looks like a carpet because otherwise it would just be like a giant black foam mat in the middle of the floor. Gwen got me this for Christmas. It was a very thoughtful gift. I didn't request it. I was very happy to receive it though. I was like, what the hell is this? And she's like, oh, it's a mat for like the kitchen for like your feet. And I was like, oh, amazing. Two favorite dressings. One is boiled eggs, capers, oil, white vinegar, salt, and pepper. Ooh, capers are so good. Capers are like pickle, like the little pickle things, and they're like the perfect little treat in so many things. Other is avocado, lemon, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Nice. I'm assuming you put that one in a blender. That sounds delish. I would also eat that too. Okay, let's do two things here. We have pasta ready to go. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in a bowl and we'll try an actual like bite or two of that. Saving the actual eating of dinner for when I'm finished stream. So we're going to just take a little bit of this and I'll show you what we made. I'm going to put a lid on this pot so that it doesn't get... Did I have a lid for that pot? Where's the lid for that pot? Damn it, where did it go? Is this it? This one should work. Whether or not this is the right one, that one will fit over the top. Cool. That's good. And we're going to put just a little pinch of basil on here. It's like a little basil chiffonade to go along with the corn. And then the tiramisu. Let's do one of these. So I'll show you how this turned out. Now this one, I guess I could just cut a square from here, right? That seems reasonable to do. That way you can see sort of like a profile view of it instead of looking at the side of the round container with no that is not transparent. Okay, let's get a big spatula and I will put this on. I'll put this on a small plate. Cool. Oh, you hand mush the avocado. Okay. It sounded like you could go either way. I love an avocado dressing. I feel like that's a it's good in like crema for sauces. All right, that is, hopefully I can just wedge this center piece out of here. Yeah, there we go. All right. Rinse that off in the sink. The world's tiniest artichoke. Capers are not everyone's favorite. I particularly love capers, but they're one of those things that I would love to include more when I'm like writing recipes, but I don't, because they're they're not rare, or they're not like a weird ingredient, but they are one of those things that I think that people don't usually just like have capers in their fridge. Certain people do. I currently do not have any capers in the fridge. So that's sad for me, honestly. Okay. So with these, you do a little bit of crushed up corn. Yeah, I usually do too. Capers, optional but recommended. Yeah, mix. A lot of the recipes that I write have a like strong recommendations attached to them, where they're like, hey, this would be a lot. Often those recipes are like, this would be a lot better if it had grilled chicken in it. Grammar bad. Yeah, Jamie, I get that. It can be hard to be like, let's buy this specialty little thing, you know? If I had Megan, I probably would have literally eaten those like with a spoon. I probably would have just been like, well, these are good. Calvin, I freaked Calvin out just the other day. I finished a jar of pickles, and I just drank the pickle juice like right out of the jar, and he was like, what the fuck? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna blast this thing with a butane torch, because that's fun and a thing that we should do on stream. So are we ready? When I say blast the corn on the top needs to be a little bit charred. So says the recipe. There we go. Tiramisu. Don't you usually use a butane torch on your tiramisu? Cool. Here's what we made. Here's what we made for dinner. Here's what we made for dinner tonight. This is a bow tie. Wait, no. This is a bow tie pasta. It has sauce on it with a bunch of different stuff. We have white miso and garlic bouillon, a little bit of lemon, dill, basil, parsley. There's some basil on top too, a little bit of Aleppo pepper, regular black pepper. There's corn, onions, and garlic in here, as well as butter. So there's that. And then this is our tiramisu that is finished and ready to go. I'll show you this from the other camera because this is a good side view, but I can't tilt it to the side because it's gonna fall off the plate if I do that. Mix. Yeah, I tried to pick a bell that was actually a little bit short. I was gonna put a gong, but that seemed a bit much. Here's that pasta again. Good little like sauce, and you can see some of the sauce on the bottom, which is nice. That means there's a little like liquid in there. So there's that. And then this is the tiramisu. So this is a corn puree and corn tea tiramisu. Instead of espresso, we used corn tea for the soak for the ladyfinger cookies, and the corn puree was mixed in with the mascarpone and cream cheese for the 2 cream layers. So we're gonna try a little bit of the pasta first, then we'll have the tiramisu, obviously, because you got to do, we gotta eat the food before you eat the dessert. You don't have to. I'm gonna eat both, and then I'm gonna have more pasta. So it's all good. The pasta is fantastic. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I am also happy that I put the I'm also happy that I put all the dried herbs in the liquid for a little bit first. Because they don't feel dry. They have they're soft, which is great. Jesus, 6-0? That's a very lopsided score for a soccer game. Right? I'm like, that seems obnoxious. Like someone really messed up. I guess that's what happens when you don't have that many people in the field. I'm assuming. That's cool. So they won. Or are winning. I don't think they're not gonna. I think at this point they're going to win, right? Would it be safe to say that they're going to win? I think if it was like 6-4, maybe they might be like, oh, maybe they'll come back. But like 6-0, like they haven't even scored a goal yet. Who knows? It could happen. It won't. It most definitely won't. Okay, cool. Let's see. We're going to stream again next week. I'm not finished quite yet. I'm going to try tiramisu. I don't know what days we'll be live next week. It's going to be, it might be Tuesday. Let me look ahead at my like literal calendar. Yeah, it might be Tuesday. I will probably, yeah, it might be Tuesday. We might stream on Friday. It's a weird one. I'll probably end up doing a like an off hours stream next week at some point. I'm thinking maybe like Wednesday evening. When I say off hours, I mean like, I'm usually live sometime around noon, and then I'm usually off sometime between anytime between 5 and 8 p.m. But I may not be able to keep that specific schedule based on just like summer stuff. Wow, Bellis, that's amazing. The hubris of youth. Probably want a lot of money though. Nick says, there's nothing like $100 at 18. I'm 41. I'll take $100. That pasta is excellent. I'm very, very happy with how that came out. Okay, let's try this. Let's try tiramisu. I'm also looking to see where we could land this evening. There's quite a few food and drink streams on, so I think we're probably going to keep it in the category, as I like to say. But we'll see in just a moment. I'm evaluating. We're evaluating who's on. Cool. All right, this tiramisu though. 18-year-old me had the best day, right? Mix, when you find something like that in a parking lot, it's like, yeah. I remember I found a $10 bill one time in the church parking lot, and I kept it, and I felt like maybe I shouldn't, that maybe the Lord was telling me I should have given it to the church. And then I was like, no, this shit's mine. Anyway, enough proselytizing. Let's eat some tiramisu. Stellar. This is better than yesterday. And like twice as good as yesterday. Tiramisu is great when you let it sit. Day 2 after you make it is like the sweet spot. The cookies are very soaked. They're not really holding up that well. So I think if you, depending on whether or not you like the texture of that, this may or may not appeal to you. I could see how this would be, I could see how tiramisu in general is not appealing to people who have textural issues around like soft, like wet bread, which like when you say it out loud like that is gross. But I like this, and this is pretty good. And the rest of that pan is not going to stand a chance. I'm probably going to have 2 more of these slices tonight. That's what happens. Oh my God. Oh, that's really funny. I've returned wallets before. Mix, that's a great, I love that. That's really cute. That's a fun little tradition. Last time I found someone's wallet was a couple months ago. And they had an ID in it, and yeah, Valis, that's valid. I looked at the address and I was like, oh, let me find where this address is, and I'll just go like drop it off in their mailbox. And it was the address was a homeless services building where they have like a holding address for people to get packages and use for job applications. And I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, I took it over there, and they were like, oh yeah, we know this person. Like, yeah, they're literally like homeless. So I was like, I felt good. I was like, all right, I did my good deed for like the day. That one felt like a good one for like the week or two. Bellis, that's a good tip. I know that if you drop your Blockbuster card in the mail, they will mail it back. That's true. Mix, congrats. Congrats to all of our Canadians in chat for a stellar win from your country's football team today. I look forward to the next time the football team from my country plays, which is sometime soon, probably. I don't know. Could be today. 2 red cards sure help. Yeah, that also seems like it would not be good for the other team. We talked about quesadillas earlier. It was mentioned as a quick meal. We're going to raid Room and Board today. Room and Board is making quesadillas. Room and Board is a fellow food and drink streamer and friend of the stream. They are live. They have raw onions out on the cutting board right now, so we know that they're still working through stream. And that's where we're going to land today. USA plays Australia tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Cool. I might actually watch that because I will be home. Will I be home? Yeah, I'll be home. Okay. As I said, we will probably, let me look at that calendar again. We will probably be live on Tuesday of next week. I will definitely not be live on Monday. I will definitely not be live on Thursday. I will likely be live on Tuesday. I might be live on Wednesday. If we do Wednesday, it might be a later one. I might try to do like a just chatting stream on Wednesday if I come up with
Excuse me, Daddy?
an
Sorry.
idea for it.
Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Sorry.
And
Daddy?
then
Sorry. Daddy? Sorry. Daddy? Daddy? Sorry. I'm sorry. Daddy? Bye.
Saturday or Sunday we might do an IRL. We'll see. I'm in a weird schedule mode. So thanks for bearing with me, y'all, as I like get into summer. I just need to I need to get some consistency. Basically, once I figure out sort of my schedule that's not school, I'll know a lot more about like how to conduct myself Anyway, if you are watching on YouTube, this is where we are going to say goodbye because we are going to raid on Twitch, and I don't think that's a thing I can do on YouTube. So, Darlene, thank you. I appreciate you hanging out. We're going to say goodbye now. Goodbye to the YouTube folks. I hope you have a good one.